Hi everyone, I hope you're good. Don't mind my location, and if the audio isn't 100%, don't mind that. I'm just using the phone speaker, or rather the phone mic. I'm trying to get work fitness done, workout done, but for the life of me, for whatever reason, I just feel a bit tired. um, anyway, talking about today's video, again, this is just going to be short. I've been watching some North Korean content recently. I think I'm generally just fascinated with culture and history and how certain people relate with each other. So now and then I watch content on, say, Kim Jong Un, on South North Korean defectors, and their perception of South Korea now that they've escaped North Korea. That kind of content. And so, long story short, talking about unification. Apparently, in one of the latest videos I was watching, I think it was an Asian Vice, Asian Boss, something like that, whatever it was. Apparently, North Koreans are taught more about reunification than South Koreans are. So it seems when it comes to history, the young generation is less in South Korea is less informed and doesn't even know about what happened. Whereas in North Korea, they actually talk about South Korea isn't really shunned as much. I wouldn't say they hate them. From the little I was able to pick up, there even talks about unification. North Koreans are taught that unification is an idea, unification is possible, that the two countries will become one again. I think before North Korea and South Korea unify, whenever that happens, it would be very beautiful to see that happen. But I think before that happens, North Korea needs to first invest in itself. So I think the best thing is North Korea has to change its style of government. It should stop being a dictatorship, a totalitarian or authoritarian country, and switch to democracy. And then, even with that, they should not unify themselves or reunite with South Korea yet. Reason being, many of the people in North Korea do not have land of their own. If you open North Korea immediately, yes, it will be beautiful. If you change the system, yes, people will have freedom, but the problem is countries will exploit that. Why? Because you're entering a country in which the people in their own country are not free. Even though they have been freed, they have nothing, they have no assets of their own because of the style of government that they just came from. So they have no land, they don't know how to work with banks and put their money in there. They don't know how to basically enjoy the rich of their land, right? The riches and the benefits that come from being part of a country. So what would happen is countries will highly likely invade North Korea. Now, I'm not talking about military. I'm talking about countries will come quickly, buy land, from the government, set up factories and stuff. Yes, that's beautiful, but it will come at a cost because the people indigenous in the land will not have land because immediately after they were set free, they were not given time to be able to understand what is capitalism? What does it mean for me to now have land for my own? What does it mean for me to now start a business and be able to derive the benefits of that business instead of being in a state or society that says, if I work, everything is for government and I am put in a class where people are now able to understand freedom. So I think before we even talk about unification, North Korea has to change, stop being dictatorship, and allow the people to, even if it takes 5 years, allow the people to have their mind be rewired. Okay, you are free, you can apply for land. Okay, this is how things are done. You can start a business. And then when the house itself is strong, when North Koreans are now understanding at least even the basics of what it means to be free, to have land, to the things that are basic for us, once they are able to now grasp that, only then would it be ideal to open up the country. Because again, you know how it is. By the way, I don't hate America. I'm not one of those anti-America people, but I'm just giving an example. If North Korea would just open up, likely China, well, China is already, I don't know the relations between China and North Korea. I know that China is one of North Korea's greatest ally because of communism and etc. So countries like maybe China, the United States, and big businesses from those countries would likely just take hold and invade North Korea and try to make their presence known there. And if that happens with the North Koreans, even though being liberated, still having that mindset, they will now face a new kind of bondage, which is that yes, they are free finally in their country, but foreign countries now, no longer the Kim family, but foreign countries have come and taken over their land, their resources, because the people did not know how to grab them and use them for themselves because the state of thinking hasn't changed. So I think the best process is change the system in North Korea, let it be a democracy, and then the people should be educated on how to be free. Only then, maybe even if it takes again a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever it takes, only then, when that is done, can we talk about unification. So that even if, say, the countries want to unify, let's say hypothetically, I don't know the situation in South Korea, but let's say South Koreans are having a problem of shortage of land because there are just so many. And Seoul is just a major city, and you know how it is with major cities. There's lack of space, lack of room. You don't want now South Koreans not invading, but going to North Korea and taking up land because the people they found, North Koreans, didn't even know how to utilize that land. Personally, I don't think that would happen. I think even if there were unification talks, what would likely happen is, first off, many people who were split, families, because you have families in North Korea and South Korea that haven't met up because, of course, they can't. You know how the relations are. Some are stuck in North Korea. They can't bond and unify with other family members in South Korea. So I think what would first happen is many people would want to unify with their families, and I think there would be a large migration of North Koreans from North Korea to South Korea. Even though strictly speaking it's no more North and South Korea, it would be one country. I think there would just be a mass exodus. One, maybe possibly out of fear, in the event that maybe things return to the way they were, if maybe talks of unification didn't work. And you'll find that a lot of North Korea would maybe be more barren, and South Korea would be maybe even more overpopulated, which would then in itself maybe possibly for a while create tension that, oh, now these guys have come this side and we are full, they need to be educated, blah, blah, blah. But of course, some people would still stay in North Korea, but you will see that there would be a power vacuum. Many would leave North, going South, and then you would have a lot of land in the North, but very few people owning it and making use of it. So yeah, that's just my little chat on what I think the best thing would be. Free the people, change the style of government, no more dictatorship, change it to democracy, and then have people own land, have people thrive in their land so that there is intra-trade, trade within the people, right, within the country, so that people are able to produce goods and services and have the people within that country. But of course, that doesn't mean foreign trade be at should not exist. You cannot implement that whilst disallowing people from trading externally, because the people themselves within the country don't have money. So if the people are now liberated to start businesses, they will need to trade with people who have money. And because North Koreans generally themselves don't have money, then it's, of course, a little trade here. Foreign investment would be good, but not full on open borders. Come on in. Yeah, I don't know what you guys think about the video. What are your thoughts on the matter? It's just something that came to mind, and I just thought of sharing it. After this, I think I have a bit of energy to try and do some chest presses and yeah, to do some fitness. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Later. Peace.